What's going on YouTube? Today will be a slightly different video to my other ones, where this will be the first video where I, in my opinion, rank a game series. And I thought because of the recent release of the trailer and release date for Assassin's Creed Mirage, that I would rank the Assassin's Creed series in my own opinion. Now, keep in mind that this will only be the games made for the consoles, so I'm not really going to talk about Liberation because I haven't played it, and I won't be talking about Chronicles because I haven't played it, as well as the mobile games because they don't count and I haven't played them. Coming in at number 12 is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, while I thought it wasn't a bad game myself, it was just so massive and filled with a lot of unnecessary stuff and lots of stuff to do. It was way too much. It didn't make sense for the Assassin's Creed game. Like, it's not known for a proper RPG, so it doesn't need to have a lot of those side quests or side activities. It's just also so bad because it forces you in a way to do the side quests before you do the main quests so that you keep up leveled, unless you just make yourself small and buy fucking stuff to you buy unless you don't care about doing side quests and you want to finish the game quickly, you just buy XP, which I think is a real scumbag move by Ubisoft. The story wasn't too bad, but it was just so bad that is why it is at number 12. Coming in at number 11 is Assassin's Creed Rogue. Now, Assassin's Creed Rogue was quite a disappointment coming off the back of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which was a fucking awesome game. Now, I don't particularly mind the idea of playing as a Templar so you get to see from their perspective. That was a quite cool idea. It just wasn't implemented that well. Like, I would have enjoyed it a bit better if they implemented it a bit better and I understood a bit more, because Shay felt like I don't really know what I felt Shay felt, if you understand what I'm saying. He was hard to read sometimes. Like, it's his motivations, while I see where he's coming from, like, oh, these things can destroy people and destroy cities, it's I just don't understand. Like, yeah, he was an assassin and he felt like he was doing the right thing, and then he found out the assassins weren't doing the right thing and the Templars are actually doing the right thing, so he decided to join the Templars. It was just, the story wasn't really done that well. Not to mention, the open world was, I believe, like roughly 2 times bigger, but for about 2/3 of the length the average story is of Assassin's Creed. They have about 11 to 12 sequences in each game. This one had 8, so for it to have double the world size but only 2/3 the story, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But hey, that's just my opinion. That's why it's at number 11. Now, number 10 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I know, thanks to the Ubisoft press conference thing that they had the other day, that they're doing, I don't know much. All I know is that they are doing a DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming later this year that will apparently conclude Eivor's story. That's all I know because that's what I've heard. But if that's the case, why didn't they do that when the game launched? Why have this story seemingly incomplete and having to have a DLC or an update to conclude the story? But that's not why this isn't at number 10. I wrote this script about a week ago before the Ubisoft showcase thing, but it felt a bit like Odyssey, where the open world was like, oh, it was big, bit too big with a bit too much stuff to do. Now, the reason that's not number 11 is because this is a bit more Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where you're an actual assassin, not a Spartan demigod. Plus, playing as Vikings was a bit different. I don't know much about Vikings. That was okay. I like the raids and that you can do on the warehouses and stuff, like Black Flag, but it just could have been a bit better. I do, however, like the addition of your own settlement where you can hang out, do various activities, and upgrade. That was quite nice. I did like that. Number 9 is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which for me personally, I didn't want to put it this low on the list only because it includes one of my favorite things in the world, steam trains. But I have to ignore that and focus on the actual gameplay and story and all that, which wasn't too good. I felt it suffered a little bit because of the backlash from Assassin's Creed Unity from when that launched, but it was just so bad. And I do like the idea of playing as two protagonists, twins, but it wasn't done particularly well. Like, Jacob Fry was, at times I felt, trying a bit too hard to be funny, like being funny in situations that didn't need to be funny. Whereas on the other hand, Evie Fry was always too serious and very rarely had a laugh. I felt that if Jacob took a bit of his funniness and gave it to Evie, then it would have been about a number 6 on this list. But I also feel like it's this low because it was just so burnt out. I just feel like Syndicate was also suffering because of the burnout from the series, because it had been releasing games yearly for so long. So I feel like that's also a little bit why it suffered, because of the burnout. But anyway, that was number 9. Number 8 is Unity. Now, this was the highest I could put it, just based on the premises of when it launched, all the bugs and issues. I didn't play it when it launched. I didn't really play it until 2017, 2018. So most of the issues were fixed. I still encountered a couple, but most of the issues were fixed. I did arguably want to put it at number 5, just plainly because the combat and parkour were so fucking good. Especially the parkour. That was so smooth. It was just, I just didn't really like the story that much. I also felt like it suffered a little bit again from the burnout. Like, that's when it started to do the burnout. And that's why I was downhill a bit. It was also worth mentioning that this was the first Assassin's Creed game to implement levels, a level system, which would follow from Syndicate onwards. Don't know if it will go into Mirage, but I guess we'll see. I don't mind if it goes into Mirage, but that's my opinion. Number 7 is Assassin's Creed Revelation. Yes, you heard me correct. Don't slap me or find my address to come and beat me up because it's Ezio and he's on the lower part of his list. Please don't do that. I just felt that while it was a great conclusion to the trilogy, it was the weakest of the trilogy, if you understand what I mean. Like, I know that his story was coming to an end and all that, but it just wasn't that. Mainly because it had too many elements from Brotherhood, like the taking over of the bases map, and not enough differences. Yes, I know they added the like hook thing, but that's really all the difference I saw that I remember in the gameplay. If you're gonna have basically the same elements as the other game before you, try to have a couple more gameplay differences except just the one. I did, however, like that we had a few more memories of Altair, which was quite good. You got to see, I think, a little bit before the events of AC1 and a little bit after the events of AC1, which I genuinely did like. So, we're getting to the better half now. We've done the worst 6, now let's do the better 6. Assassin's Creed 3 is number 6 on this list. In the beginning, it felt like an AC Rogue until they switched the camera to Connor. I did, however, like the fact that we learned that Connor was the son of Haytham, who we played as. That was quite, I was actually shocked in a good way. Like, that is rare for me to, like, be shocked in a good way when it comes to video games. That was good. The ending, from what I can remember, was mediocre. They had a section in 3 with a ship, which ultimately led to Black Flag, which is a banger of a game, because that section with the ship must have been that good that they made a whole game based around it, which I'm glad they did. Gameplay, AC3 is a bit buggy still. I do remember this one tailing mission where, like, all the tailing missions I've done on the roof, like, it's the easiest way to do it. Even if you're on the roof, this guy spots you. Anyway, number 5 is the one that started it all, Assassin's Creed 1. Now, in terms of setting up the initial Assassins versus Templar story, it's good. It doesn't work. It just lacks significantly on the gameplay front and how fucking repetitive it is. If you haven't played Assassin's Creed 1, but you've played Mafia 3 and you hate how repetitive that is, that's basically Assassin's Creed 1 in a nutshell. You do the same couple of things to find your target, you kill your target, you get told by your master to go to this place, and do it again. That's it. The only good bit and redeeming bit, as to why it's not number 8 or 9 on this list, is the actual final boss fight and the realization that your mentor, Al Mulim, is secretly a Templar. And it was getting you his best assassin to kill his rivalry so he can have the power of the apple to himself. That boss fight with him is cool. It is different to the other boss fights, which is good. That is the only reason it's number 5 on this list, is that the final boss fight and the realization towards the end, it just made that just a little bit better, which is why it is number 5. Number 4 is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now, it is a decent sequel to a great game. Sequels in both movies and games are known to not quite be as good as the original, with the exception to Mafia 2 and Halo 2, that I couldn't be bothered to remember and write on this script. I do like how in a Brotherhood they increase the amount that you can do to get income from various things throughout the game. So if you remember in Assassin's Creed 2, you could only get income from upgrading that one little village, which I cannot remember the name of. In Brotherhood, you can get income from the whole map if you choose to do so by liberating, I believe it's the Borgia, by liberating the Borgia camps and upgrading them. Obviously I did because I like that stuff, but it also picked up right where it left off, which was great. Obviously sequels are meant to pick up right where the previous game left off. Yes, Black Ops 3, I'm looking at you. You're not a sequel. Get the fuck out of here. Now we're getting to the finale, the top 3 in my opinion. Number 3, can you guess what it is? Time's up. It's Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now that game is great. It is so fucking fantastic. The story, the gameplay, the character, the side characters, the ship, the open world. It is done so perfectly. I love that game to death. I have played that game 5 times. I'm even going to attempt to platinum it on PS4 because it is free with PS Plus. Now, I have not yet got a platinum that requires online gameplay because I just hate online. Black Flag, however, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I might do it with Brotherhood, but I don't know yet. It is just so good, like Blackbeard, Captain Kidd, the Jackdaw, Alawale. They are all so likable. Their deaths hit so hard, which is good, which is very rare for especially me. Even if I love a video game character, when they die, I feel a little bit of sadness, but not really much. When Blackbeard and Kidd died, I felt a bit of sadness. Now, the top 2. Number 2 is Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, if you've seen my why Assassin's Creed Origins is so special to me video, you would think why this isn't number 1, and there's a very good reason to that, because number 1 on this list is Assassin's Creed 2. Now, that game created a special moment in my brain and my heart. Once that special moment is created, it can never be replaced. Games can try, like Assassin's Creed Origins, they can try to recreate the moment and they can do a pretty darn good job, but they can just never recreate and replace that special moment. That's why Origins is number 2 and Assassin's Creed 2 is number 1. Now, I am going to try to do a video every day. I was originally only going to do a video every 2 days, but I realized that for 5 nights out of the 7 days in a week, I have 5 nights where I'm doing basically fuck all for about 4 to 5 hours, from 5 p.m. till about either 8, 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I am doing nothing. So I can record a couple of videos, edit a couple of videos, and upload a couple of videos. I feel like, let's say Mondays, I record 3 videos or 4 videos. Tuesday, I edit those 3 or 4 videos. And then Friday, I upload those 3 or 4 videos. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to try and do a video every day. Because if I've got nothing to do and I upload a video once every 2 days, I'll end up with videos scheduled to come out until January next year. I'm I'm going to try that. I'm still planning on this Friday, so the 16th of September, Australian Eastern Standard Time, to get my Ascent Cyber Edition Steelbook case, which I don't really know if it's going to be worth doing a unwrapping of it, not an unboxing, because it's just a steelbook. But I'm going to try anyway, because there's not very many games that get steelbooks. There's mainly collector's editions, but I am getting a couple of ones where it's just a steelbook. Even if the video is only like 2 minutes long, I won't mind. I'm still going to try and make it. That's if the shipping is fine and it still comes out on the Friday when it's meant to. But anyway, that's my personal rankings of the Assassin's Creed games. Let me know your own ranking of the Assassin's Creed games down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe. It is starting to rain, which is a good time to end this video. And I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.